I'm still plugging away on this account and figured do a little quick update on it. Nah, I don't like that. Nope. Hairball. What's up out there? Welcome back to some more Melvor Idle Hardcore. This is Gen 2, episode 65. Now, thought I'd do a little check-in on this account. Still banging away on it, getting all the unlocks and, getting everything opened up. All the masteries are done, and we are at 98.26% completion. So skills and mastery are done. Items are at 99.2%. The only things that I really have left, aside from the Shield of Melee Power, Ranged Power, and Magic Power, and of course the Ring of Power, those are the items that come from the Impending Darkness event itself. The only things I really have left is Desecrated Bones from the Skeletal Dragons, and then the Spike Shell Ring, Spike Shell Gloves, Relentless Fury Ring, and Relentless Fury Gloves. So basically I have to farm out, as far as combat goes, I have to farm out the Spiked Red Claws and Greater Skeletal Dragons. Those are the only items left aside from the Impending Darkness event. I do have some pets left to go. I have to idle the Infernal Stronghold at some point. Into the Mist, I got to go through 4 more times, I think. I think I only beat it the once. And then, of course, the Impending Darkness event itself. And I'm saving Impending Darkness for the last. I'm going to get through everything else first and then do that. Get all the gear and everything. The item completion will come along as we finish that, and the monster completion will come along as monsters and pets. So I want to knock out everything else first and then come back. What I'm doing right now, well, I guess let me back up here. I needed a fair bit of stuff. Like I had to go get the Ancient Sword, the Shaman Ring. I had to turn that into the Nature Ring. I forgot that upgrades into it. So I got the Shaman Ring and sold it, and then I had to turn around and go get the Nature Ring, or get another one and upgrade it. I had some staves to get. I had to go create those. Not a huge deal, but I had to go chop some wood and, craft the things up, and then rune craft or whatever all it took. A couple crossbows I had to make. I had to go farm out the Darksteel Dagger, which a lot of the farming stuff is real easy to do once you've got all the in-game gear, pretty much. I had to get the Perilous Peaks pet, so just go fight in that and let it run for a while. I had to go through the Water God for the pet and the rings. I had to collect up enough rings to upgrade into whatever that upgrades. I can't remember now. The Burning Madness ring. I had to get that upgraded. So I had to get that done. I'm going to have to idle. I think I have to idle this thing. Yeah. I'm going to have to idle the Earth God dungeon again to get enough Guardian rings. And I don't have enough of the Fighter ring, so I'm going to have to idle the Fire God dungeon again for a little bit too. So there's some more idling coming up, more actual dungeon idling and stuff that just doesn't really pertain to new items or anything, but I have to have enough components to make the new item. You know what I mean? So like it doesn't really pertain to it, but it ties into it. I don't know, it's probably not a good way to say that. Let's see. I also went through the Lagaran worms, got the poison essence and the spikes from those guys. So what did I get? I can't remember now. Poison virulence stuff. So that's done. And the ring? Don't I have the ring? Thought I had the ring. Poison virulence ring and poison virulence gloves. So I got all that done, and I thought, you know what? The one thing that I have not done yet, and this is what I've spent the last couple of days 2-3 days now working on. I have not gone through and gotten 3 Fury of the Elemental Zodiac amulets yet. And at some point, I'm going to need those once we start doing the Impending Darkness and all that stuff. I would rather have 3 of them than to try to put something else on. It's like the best amulet in the game. Debatable whether I put the Fighter amulet on for melee or not, but I'm definitely going to equip Fury of the Elemental Zodiacs. It just gives you so many bonuses. The reason I have it here is because of the stun, and that's helping me not have to use a lot of health because I can just stun everything before I take damage. So it's pretty much dead before I get hit. So I'm working on that right now. I do have 4 of all of the amulets because I already have 1 Fury of the Elemental Zodiacs. I need 2 more. So they take 2 each of these and then 20 or 10 each of the Amulet of Fury and Amulet of Torture. So I'm working on the Amulet of Fury. I spent, I don't know, yesterday and today. I spent a good deal of time, and I only have 4 rings to show for it, but I spent a good deal of time idling this volcanic cave, and I don't have very many. I might have actually sold it because it wasn't on my do not sell list. So I might have sold some in the process. I'm not sure, but I started going to get more of them, and that's what I'm doing now. I tried farming on that thing for a little while. The drop rate's not as good fighting these guys. They can give you this thing, but you got to kill like thousands and thousands of them. But in my opinion, I kind of like farming the individual creatures a little bit better, unless you get just an insane drop rate off the dungeon. Because in the experience that I have, you get more of the other crap out of the dungeon than you do the stuff that you want. So you might get 2 or 3 of these amulets, but then you get just stacks and stacks of the other stuff. And I don't have that much inventory space, which I would add. I got a few bank tokens from I had to idle the air god dungeon, water god dungeon. I had to idle the water god dungeon, and I got a few bank slots out of it. So always good to have more room to store stuff. And I have cleaned a bunch of things out. I think I went through and adjusted all my agility. Yeah, I'm at Pillar of Combat, and I've adjusted all of my agility obstacles over to what they need to be for combat, or what I like them at combat. So missing 10 spaces there, and that's fine. I can deal with it. So basically that's what I'm doing right now. I have 1 Fury of the Elemental Zodiacs ready to come off as soon as I get 6 more of these things. Then I'm gonna have to build up 10 of these and then go for 10 of the Amulets of Torture, or 8 of the Amulets of Torture. So I got a long grind on this ahead of me, but I definitely want to get that amulet sorted, get 3 of them, and be ready to go for the rest of the end game stuff. So that's what we're doing now, is taking a break. And I may end up using those to continue forward on the rest of it, instead of having to switch one around. And you know what I mean? That just makes it a lot simpler to have number of each. So that is where this account is. It's still chugging along. We're still doing pretty good. We're into the idle phase of everything, so it's just kind of waiting on all of it and just letting it roll. So that will do it for this one. We will catch you on the next one. Take care.